Game.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots today down in Lubbock, Texas was Carter Bryant, but Arizona's win streak comes to an end at 7 games. The Wildcats fall to Texas Tech by a score of 70-54. It is the Window Depot coverage of University of Arizona basketball. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up on today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball, Wildcats Radio 1290. I'm David Kelly, and joined as always by my guys. We've got the captain, Kelvin Efon. We've got J.W. Madden as well. Arizona falls on the road, and top takeaways right now. My top takeaways, kind of what I had suspected in the pregame show. I mean, again, if you're not going to win, I said you're going to probably lose 7 out of 10 times when your best player doesn't play well. And this has unfortunately become a consistent trend over the course of now the last 4 games. And, yeah, you may steal some wins here and there, but you're not going to win consistently if your best player does not play offensively at a high level. And Caleb Love's shooting woes continue. 3 for 13 tonight, 0 for 5 from 3. Just 9 points in the game. And the other thing that kind of was a takeaway from me, and I'll get your guys' thoughts on this, Texas Tech took, it ended up not being that big of a differential just because Arizona was jacking up a lot of threes at the end. But when you go on the road and a team is going to take a lot of three-point shots, in my mind, sometimes you gotta take just as many to keep up. Either you got to take as many to keep up, especially if they're making them like they were early in this game, or you got to get to the foul line to try to get easier points on the board. And the Wildcats, didn't get to the foul line, not nearly enough, not aggressive enough early in this game to try to get points at the rim. And as a result, they got behind early. They were able to obviously crawl their way back and tie this game in the second half. But the home court advantage was in favor of Texas Tech tonight. They hit bigger shots down the stretch. And we're starting to see a trend now, I think, with these long droughts, very similar to what happened at UCLA. What was it? 0 for 12. 0 for your last 12. That's not closing. You're not going to win games on the road missing your last 12 shots, and the Wildcats did so tonight, and as a result, they lose by 16.
Yeah, man, tough game, man. I mean, we talked about it. You said shoot more threes, but I say you're great at shooting twos. Get in that paint and make more twos, get more offensive rebounders. But Texas Tech had a lot to do with this, man. They made it into their type of game. They made it into a physical, scrappy type game, kept the game close, which is not our brand of basketball. We play with a little bit more speed, more points, and I thought we stayed in there and battled for most of the game. But when you right there at the end, just lost a little gas, and their guys is used to playing those type of games because of being in this type of conference, and they played through it.
Yeah, I just think, 2 things. I think the refs were not calling anything, obviously, so they were letting it all go, and that obviously benefits a more physical team. But I will say this. That Tech team, guys, it has aspirations to get to the NCAA tournament and make some noise there, right? Didn't they lose their first 2 Big 12 home games? That coaching staff prepped those players to play the defensive game of their lifetimes. I'm talking, I was watching the guards for Arizona, Kelvin, struggle to get by the first level of defense, which is not usual. We're used to seeing these 3 guys on the perimeter for Arizona be able to maybe get by their first man and make something happen. It was just, that's not that team didn't come in with a reputation of being a great defensive Texas Tech Red Raiders team. But what I saw tonight was a really inspired defensive effort by those guys. We'll have to go back and look at the numbers, but as far as their defensive efforts on the year, Kelvin, that probably has to be their best. 1 assist for the team in the second half. 1 assist for Arizona in the second half. So the Tech guards, and obviously we know about what their rebounding is doing, they got crushed on the glass overall. Was it 16 is the final total, something like that?
50-34.
Right. So, I mean, we know what they were going to do. We know they came in with that reputation of being a rebounding team. But to me, the big difference in this game was the tech guards and that coaching staff being familiar with what Coach Lloyd is trying to do, Kelvin. They had it read. They had a scout. They understood what they were trying to take away. And they kept those guards out of the paint for the most part. And it really kind of devolved into a one-on-one situation for the guards in the second half.
Yeah, man, and that's where you're going to hear me say it again. That's where I would have loved to have some type of continuity with a play where you can move guys around. You know, again, this is the way they play, and it is what it is, but there were several opportunities that you could have called a set play to get the guys to get the movement and everything that you're talking about. Because when you're playing free, the freestyle type of play, the free-flowing style of play, what happens is when things get tight, everybody becomes a hero. Everybody started doing things on their own, and you have to some kind of way force it to where they're making working together and with some type of plays where they're setting screens for each other, getting switches, getting back doors. We just couldn't get to that, man. And I'm sure that's something that coaches, looking at, because you go on a 5-game win streak and it looked like everything is great. But DK said it. When your best player isn't scoring, most teams feel like we got him. And most teams feel like we got them, because what happens, people, what happens is this. People that are not used to being the go-to guys, when they get in a real go-to situation, they're not those guys, right? So, we always said it every year, who's the go-to guy? Who's the go-to guy? Caleb is getting the shots within the offense, but I feel like there's a way that you could get him open for shots in more of a rhythm way to where he could be more effective. That's just me.
So, real quick, DK, Brian Brigger got credit for that win at Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
As tongue-in-cheek as I possibly can, I'm going to give him credit for this loss as well, because whoever decided to put the Arizona coaching staff in all black with red highlights, it's Cardinal, Navy, and white, right? You want to mix in black into your color scheme, that's fine. But not when you're going into a building with a team that's color scheme is black and red. DK, did you notice that?
Yeah.
The coaching staff on the sidelines for Arizona was wearing all black outfits with red trim. Not in that building. You gotta go with the Cardinal. You gotta go with the Cardinal Navy, as far as I'm concerned. Don't wear the other team's color scheme in their own building. Just don't do that.
There you go. All right. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We've already had some texts come in. We'll read those as well. We'll take your calls if you want to get in. If you want to comment on today's game on any of our social media platforms, do so. We are obviously broadcasting this show on video. It is on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. You can also comment on our Twitter page, although we're not broadcasting there in terms of video, at Wildcats1290. We'll take your thoughts there. We've got a post up, so if you want to add to our post with the score, just add a comment there. You can do so. 70-54, Texas Tech wins it. We've got a lot in store for you on our show. We'll review our keys to the game, our best bets, as well as hand out our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. It might be somebody on, I don't know. This is going to be an interesting one tonight. We got two really good candidates, but I think I know who I'm probably going to go with already. Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball. It's just getting started, folks. This is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Dave and Buster's Tucson, Desert Diamond Casinos, Dorado Rock, First Chiropractic, Goodfellas AC, Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Poston Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, the Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. Much more coming up for you straight ahead, along with Kelvin Ifan and JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
With these scratchers, I'll win enough dough to enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally know how to fix your car right.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck on that, guys. But if you need a sure thing, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. No appointment necessary, call ahead's welcome, or just stop by any of the 14 area locations.
And check out our full page of promotions and discounts at jackfurriers.com.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. CoolWillies.com.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Your home for everything Arizona Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290, KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.
Down to Townsend, left of the lane, turns on Toppin, backing him down. Trey, little baby hook up and good.
Nice shot there by Trey Tappan. Really took his time. Anytime he's one-on-one post, he must shoot the basketball. They are able to get the left shoulder, right hand.
Trey Townsend, 2 of 9, really struggled in that second half. 6 points today. He had 2 rebounds, a block, a steal, and 1 turnover in 23 minutes. Arizona loses to Texas Tech 70-54. Tough night for the Bigs overall, especially Henry Vasar, like almost on cue, guys. Tommy Lloyd in the pregame show said, hey, there's going to be a time when things do not go well. Things have been going very well for that young man, but tonight was that night. Henry Vasar did not make a basket. 0 for 5, took 1 3-point shot in 14 minutes, played just 14 minutes, had 3 personal fouls. That contributed to that. 0 points and 2 rebounds. He did block a couple shots and had 1 assist, but no offensive output from Henry, who had been one of your main guys in getting you baskets, and then not much from Caleb Love. Take those two guys off the offensive page, and it's going to be very hard to win any given night, even at home.
I just think, Kelvin, it's a lot like that Duke game with Anthony Del Orso, where he got in for 4 minutes. Coaches looked in his eyes, saw something, decided he only needed to play 4 minutes in that game. Henry Vesar only gets 4 minutes in the second half, right? So, I mean, it's hard to get a rhythm. Clearly, the coaching staff saw something, maybe the physicality of the game, maybe his shot just wasn't there. Who knows what it was? But DK, I don't know. 14 minutes in that game is tough. The time he was in there, obviously, he only takes the 2 shots in the second half. So it's just so tough to get a rhythm. But you're not going to go 5 for 6 every game, and you're going to have games like this. The question really becomes, it's like, it's not judging somebody based on their highest point in their life. It's like you got to judge people based on how they act in their lower points in their lives, right? That kind of thing. And Henry was going to bounce back. He's obviously proven to be a successful player in this system, Kelvin. I'm not worried about this one game, this outlier, but I just see it as 14 minutes. The 10 in the first half, Kelvin, maybe the coaching staff just thought they were better with Awaka and Townsend than there in the second half versus that physicality.
Yeah, I was wondering how we were going to look when we started. Remember how we were going to look when we started facing some of the tougher, rougher Big 12 teams. And again, the referees let them play, so you're gonna have to figure out how to play through it. They that's what they're saying. You're gonna have to win the game. And I tell you, man, that's how they recruit at Texas Tech. They get undersized guys that just have an attitude and that just want to play a physical brand of basketball. And they went back and they looked at some of the films of the games that we lost. And the games that we lost, the teams were more physical with us. They put it on the line. And our guys, again, that's why Walker had 14 rebounds. He's like that. He gets those type of, not real great at scoring around the basket, but as far as rebounding, he gets the ball. So I just feel like that, yeah, man, they just came in and said, we're going to be rougher and tougher than them. We're going to make it. We're going to force them to have to shoot and make some shots from outside. We're going to take the paint away from them, see what they got.
That sequence in the second half, about 9 minutes left, where there were 3 consecutive jump balls over the course of about 10 possessions. I must have counted 12 Pac-12 fouls during that stretch, and there were 0 fouls called in that stretch. And that's great. I mean, we've been talking about how it's great that refs let them play. You just have to adjust to that, Kelvin. And, when you come from that lunch pail mentality and that's what you do and that's what you've been doing your whole life, then obviously playing in a game where the refs aren't calling anything, that's obviously going to be in your favor. You love that. You love playing in the mud. I mean, that's your thing. The Cats have found ways to beat UCLA teams, right, in the past 4 years. That was a very lunch pail type games. It's not like Coach Lloyd's teams haven't shown the propensity to be able to win games like this. But for some reason tonight, I mean, the rebounding numbers, I think, speak for themselves. I mean, when you talk about, that's just fight, Kelvin. I mean, that's just want to.
All right, so speaking of rebounding, let's have a debate on this. Time now for your Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. You mentioned Toby Awaka, 14 rebounds in this ball game. He had 7 at the offensive end. That was one of the things I wanted to see, was Toby getting some baskets getting some rebounds at the offensive end tonight. Unfortunately, he was the only one to do that. He had 7 of the Wildcats' 8. No one else really was able to double-digit up in that respect, or at least multi-digit up in that respect. JT Toppin, 16 boards, though, overall for Texas Tech. 20 points, 16 rebounds, hit some big shots down the stretch. That has nothing to do with this, but I just recall that one where he fought Henry Vesar in the first half of that game and got that. I think Henry blocked his shot the first time. He picked it up out of the air and put it back in over Henry Vesar. It was very reminiscent of the play Vesar had made a couple of weeks ago where he got a couple of rebounds and then was able to dunk the ball. That was JT Toppin tonight. So my vote's for JT Toppin for Window Depot glass cleaner of the game tonight.
Yeah. And it's got to be Obi's little bro because, I mean, come on. That was the hook shot. That hook shot, I think, put him over the edge.
That was smooth.
That was real smooth. But, the work on the glass, when we talk about a team that out-rebounds Arizona getting out-rebounded in the Coach Lloyd era is rare. But getting out-rebounded guys by double digits, I mean, that's probably only happened a handful of times. So yeah, I think JT Toppin had mostly to do with that, and you got to give him credit for that. So, yeah, he's got to be my choice.
All right, JT Toppin of the Texas Tech Red Raiders is your Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot, lowest prices and biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. 7 of 14 from the field was JT Toppin. He was 5 of 7 from the line. His 20 points. 16 boards again. He had 1 assist and 1 steal in the game, 26 minutes as Texas Tech gets a home win. We mentioned they had lost their 2 games. They'd won all 3 of their road games in the Big 12 and lost their 2 home games. Now they get a home win with the students back in the building. You know, again, it was a good, I thought it was a good atmosphere. I didn't think it was anything like over the top. It wasn't like, you know, it was just a crowded house. It was a full house. I think the students were solid, but I don't know if they were, I would call it a great atmosphere, but it was a good, solid Big 12 atmosphere. I didn't think, I don't know that the Wildcats, they didn't appear intimidated to me.
No, I didn't see any intimidation. I mean, they've been into some gyms, into some situations to where, you know, they're fine with that. It's just, you know, you just faced a team that was desperate for a big win. They look at Arizona with high regard. These coaches know each other. And I know Coach, he's looking at Tommy like, I want your spot. I want all the accolades. I want to be able to beat you, you know. And so that's what you're dealing with these teams. They're coming in, giving everything. And you got to think about it. These teams know that they got to play Kansas. They already lost to Iowa State. So they're going to be taking some of these games, these other games where they don't have to face the Kansas of the world. They're going to be taking them serious, trying to get dubs there.
I think crowd noise-wise, the biggest issue with McHale over the years has always been McHale is a more reactionary crowd, where if Arizona gets on a 10-0 run, you get a half-court alley-oop, Kelvin, crowd goes crazy, and they'll stay crazy, and they pick up the team when they're down. You get a big rival come into the building, obviously, that happens as well. But unfortunately, like, there's a number of fans in the building who are not born and raised Arizona Wildcat fans, but are more transplanted to Tucson and have the ability to go to games at McHale. Obviously, they're rooting for the Cats. You're going to go to places like Lubbock, guys, where you're talking 5th, 6th, 9th generation fans of that school from that area. These guys, what I heard in that second half in particular was the crowd being proactive and the crowd picking up that team on defensive possessions. The crowd, you know, not necessarily getting loud after the Red Raiders did something good, but being loud before Arizona, when Arizona got the ball out of a timeout, Kelvin. So you got to tip your cap. And obviously, when you're 0-2 in the conference at home and you got aspirations to go to the NCAA tournament, you know, the crowd was there and got up for that game as much, I think, as the players did. I agree with you, DK. I don't know that I'm sure that the Cameron crazies from last year's game, you know, there's a lot of players on this team that went into Cameron. Those guys have that reputation. It wasn't one of the top 3, top 5 environments they've played in. But as far as what the Red Raiders needed from their crowd today, I mean, they got every bit of it. They really picked that team up. And you could tell, Kelvin, that team was playing off of the juice from the crowd.
And this apparently is not one of those smaller buildings that, Scott Drew was talking about. They had 15,000 there today, 15,098 at their building today for a 70-54 victory by their guys over the Wildcats. So the Wildcats will slip out of first place. We'll give you the scoreboard a little bit later. I'll just go ahead and tell you Houston won, and they won late near the buzzer today to avoid an upset on the road. So the Cougars on your Goldberg and Osborne injury lawyer scoreboard, the number 10 team in the country, get a big road win in today's game. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. We'll read some of your comments. If you want to call in, you can do so at that number. You can text in to that number as well, or you can comment on any of our social media platforms. We've got all kinds of stuff. And, Paul, we will get you coming up on the other side of the break. Appreciate that. 520-848-1290. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Looking for unlimited gameplay all season long? Dave & Buster's is introducing the all-new Winter Season Pass. You can pick your perfect pass and play like a Dave & Buster's VIP with unlimited access to over 140 games and deals on sips and bites. Sign up now and take advantage of this incredible deal now through February 28th. Don't forget to stop in Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch specials and grab the all-new Winter Season Pass. There's nowhere better to eat, drink, play, and watch than Dave & Buster's, the best place outside the stadium to see the games this football season.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Happy New Year and welcome to 2025. It's a new year, but we still have air conditioning and heating systems at last year's prices. We have high-efficient inverter systems for as low as $89 a month. For year-round comfort, call Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
Not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' K, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah. It's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
She's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Left corner, 3-ball McMillan, off no good. Long rebound is loose on the court and picked up by Federico. Throw it down to Toppin. Toppin will drive inside, jumper up and good.
Yeah, that hurts right there. Obviously a second shot by Toppin on a 50-50 loose ball that Texas Tech comes up with.
JT Toppin, big today. 20 points, led all scorers as Texas Tech knocks off Arizona 70-54, snapping the Wildcats' 7-game win streak. Arizona falls to 5-1 in conference play as they begin the second quarter of the conference schedule. 5 games equals 20, if my U-High math is correct. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's go to the phones and chat with Paul. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day after a loss by the Wildcats at Texas Tech.
How you guys doing?
Good, Paul. How are you?
Well, I just want to say right before Christmas, my awesome brother-in-law got me, my dad, and my father-in-law matching Veterans Arizona hats. You know, the Army ones with the flag on the side and the A on the front. Yeah, it was totally awesome of them, and we've been undefeated ever since. And I lost mine on my way to the Dr. J event on Thursday, and as a result, I think we take the L. So, you know, I'm just trying to own it, man. I mean, yeah, that's my lucky hat.
Is this Councilman Paul?
This is he, the one and only. So that's kind of my.
So wait a minute,
Go ahead.
You lost the hat like on your way? Like what did it like? You just left it somewhere?
So you guys know I coach PE over at Santa Rita High School, and we're having a lot of fun out there. A lot of great kids, and I was changing from my coaching outfit to my looking suave for the doctor outfit, and sure enough, I just can't for the life of me figure out where I misplaced it. But it's just one of those things, man. So, but look, you look at this game, first of all, the threes aren't falling. This team attacks the basket a major part of the first half and finishes. Some real tough defense. Not a lot of good 50-50 calls. Not saying that we got refs by any means, but just, a few just didn't go our way. And, yeah, there might have been a couple guys who weren't quite ready for the moment today, but we've seen them ready for the moment. This was going to happen. I don't mind it taking a place the way it did today. I think we bounced back. I still think we're a 15-team win in this conference. So everybody just hang their heads high. We're going to bounce back from this. I think, again, one of the things that happens with this game is we were really reluctant to change that starting lineup, and there's some guys who probably deserve another chance. So maybe he can make some switches there. But other than that, we just got to see the silver linings and keep moving forward. This is a good ball club we have with a great group of kids, and I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised come March.
Paul, who's one person you'd like to see in the starting lineup that's not in it right now?
Well, again, all 8 guys who are in the rotation deserve different chances. But right now I think that we can't hold the Bryant kid back much longer. He is a special type of player. He's one of those kids that is going to have a great chance to make an impact in the league. And so we've got to give him the opportunities. He kind of had it going early. He got into some foul trouble. He got lost on a couple plays in the second half defensively. But at the same time, he just demonstrates so much athleticism and so much. He's just such a gem for his size. I think he's a great ball player, and I'd like to see him get a few more minutes. Yep.
Kelvin, what do you think? Is there a point? Does there become a point where you got to put that kid on the floor? Have we reached that point yet?
He only played 14 minutes, right? And I think the little foul trouble has something to do with it. But I wouldn't necessarily say start him right away. I think he, coming off the bench, I saw him start a little bit earlier in the year, but it was at guard, and he was a little shaky.
Right.
He was a little shaky. Now maybe at the power forward position for Townsend, but I know that's a tough sell because how are you going to continue to recruit guys into those positions like the who was it, PJ last year? Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah.
How are you going to continue to recruit those guys if, as the season goes along, and I will say you have given plenty of opportunity, but as the season goes along, you change those guys out. I think it hurts you in recruiting because you to get a guy like that to come here coming from Oakland. I ain't saying you had to guarantee him he gonna start, but you probably had to guarantee him a lot of playing minutes. Playing time. So I just feel like that. Maybe more minutes for Carter Bryant, in these tougher games.
More than 14, yeah.
But I do know this. Coaches sometimes, the same as Vazor, you protect the guy sometimes, right? I think sometimes you take them out because you don't want them to get beat up so bad that their confidence just tanks. So if you go with the older guy, he can recoup. He can come back from that a little quicker than one of the 2 young fellas. You don't want to lose them this early in the season. But I would like to see both of them get more playing time.
Yeah. Anything else, Paul, that you'd like to add?
Hey, I think it's great. Kelvin makes a great point as usual. I just was saying that I think that kid needs more minutes. I wasn't mentioning who he should start for or anything like that. I think he's versatile enough to play both the 4 and the 3. So that kind of gives us some flexibility on where he's gonna hang in. Look, all 8 guys are doing great, and so there's no knock on that. I just think that that's a kid that I think we can get some extra out of. So, hey, look, what the heck do I know, man? Let's coach the team.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. Definitely not saying you're wrong. Definitely not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
He definitely need more playing time because I already said he's the highest rated NBA guy on the team. He's the guy that shows the most NBA potential. But I do disagree with you about the 3 position. I didn't see a lot from him at that 3 position. It's a little harder when you have to make decisions from that guard position with that pressure of these older Division I guards. At the 4 position, I see something there. He passes the ball well there. He can basically get any shots. It seems like the defense doesn't really try to pressure him because I think he can get around them guys with his ball handling. Definitely, I don't think he can play 5. So the only spot in play is the 4 out there. If you ask me.
Kelvin, what do you think about Kelvin? Him going 4 for 5 in the first half. Maybe his best offensive first half of the year, and no field goal attempts in the second half. Carter didn't get a shot up in the second half.
Yeah, that's when you got to call the play.
Right.
That's when you got to call the play and make sure that guy get a shot. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. When you see a guy kind of got it going, and then the free flow offense, guess who we not looking for? The freshman. We ain't looking for him. We ain't looking, no matter how good of a game. And that's once they get to know each other and the trust really is there, then of course we'll start looking for him a little bit more. But hey, remember, we're kind of competing with him a little bit, right? For playing time. Like, people got to understand how this thing goes, man. It's a two-way thing to it. You want to see him do great, but I don't want to see him take my spot, So it's a funny thing, funny dynamic that you have to get through.
Well, 100%. Hey, guys, thanks for what you do. I'm out. But great job today on the radio, and let's hope our Cats bounce back at Oklahoma State. And, hey, let's hope we can get McHale rocking the same way Lubbock had it rocking today against Iowa State.
So, DK, next week.
Paul, thank you for your service to our community, and I hope you find that hat.
DK, next week during the afternoon show, we're going to have an hourly hat search segment, are we not?
Yeah, there we go. That would be good. A hat search segment. I like that. We got to get Paul his hat back. Paul Cunningham, Councilman Paul Cunningham, calling in on the show. Always great to hear from our political dignitaries here. Saw Paul at the event the other night, the Julius Erving event. A lot of folks out there at that event. Adelita Grijalva, had a chance to talk to her at the event the other night. Fun to see community people taking part in that event the other night. And I mean, in fact, one of the best speeches of the night, I think, at that event came from our school superintendent, Dr. Gabriel Trujillo. I mean, he told just a story about, growing up and how his dad pulled him out of school one day and took him and said, hey, and he said his dad had never came to get him out of school. And so he thought something was wrong. His dad pulled him out of school, and it was it was Dr. J's last season. And he said, again, I guess they lived in Phoenix. He said, son, we're going to the game tonight. We're going to go see Dr. J, who this is going to be probably his final game here in Phoenix. So we're going to go to the game. And his dad pulled him out of school and took him to the game back that final season that he was playing. And then the gist of the story, and I got video of this. I'll put it up on our social media platforms later in the weekend. But the gist of the story was he's like, we went to the game, and it wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything like where he scored 30 points or 40 points or anything like that. But he said, what he took away from that was this great athlete created a memory that he shares with his dad. And that was something that he held on to. It was like, Dr. J was the type of player who created so many moments like that where fathers took their sons to see this great player, and now they have that memory together. And that was kind of the gist of his story about having a chance to go see the great Dr. J.
We talked about all the guys who were inspired by Dr. J, and, Mike was one of those guys where David Thompson is always the one he talks about as being the dude that he looked up to.
Right.
However, what you just said right there, DK, Michael Jordan was famous. Anytime he got on the road, Kelvin, his whole philosophy was, I'm not taking any nights off because there's somebody in this building that's never seen me play.
Right.
And I'm going to make sure that by the time they leave that they got something to talk about. I know that Michael Jordan took that from watching Dr. J, because that idea of I'm one of the few people maybe in the history of the sport who can get the oohs and the ahs out of the crowd like nobody else. I'm going to make sure that I bring it every single night because I owe it to those fans or whatever that philosophy is, Kelvin, and make sure that you show up and give a memory to some people that they can take home with them.
Mm-hmm. All right. It is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona game day. The Wildcats fall at Texas Tech by a score of 70-54. Much more straight ahead. We still have our keys to the game to review. We also have our best bets. I don't think anybody's winning a whole lot on this one tonight. With Kelvin Efon and JW Madden, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Make the right choice for your home when it comes to windows and doors. For more than 20 years, the Window Depot has provided the best price and biggest inventory on in-stock windows and doors. The Window Depot is open to the public, so whether you're a homeowner or a contractor, you can shop the enormous warehouse. Browse the shelves with over 1,000 vinyl windows, interior and patio doors, and skylights in several varieties and sizes available to go home today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, best price, biggest inventory.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
With these scratchers, I'll win enough dough to enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally know how to fix your car right.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck on that, guys. But if you need a sure thing, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. No appointment necessary, call ahead's welcome, or just stop by any of the 14 area locations.
And check out our full page of promotions and discounts at jackfurriers.com.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Right Way is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 9,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Right Way to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Right Way today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Up in the screen, ball knocked away, stolen by Del Orso on a breakaway, and Delhi will jam it home for 2.
Del Orso with the jam. Really nice play there, able to get that loose ball and pick it up. As you can see, Texas Tech wants to attack Del Orso's feet. It's important he gets stops like that.
A turnover for the Red Raiders.
Arizona Wildcats lose on the road to the Texas Tech Red Raiders. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, the post-game show. It's brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. I'm David Kelly, along with Kelvin Efon and J.W. Madden. What happened with today's best bets? Did the Cats beat the spread? Time to look at the best bets. Brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook. It is Arizona's best bet. All right, Arizona walked into this contest today as a 5-point underdog on the road. Everybody took that thinking that this was going to be a close game, and it was for a long stretch until the Wildcats couldn't shoot down the stretch.
How long did they go without a field goal officially?
Oh, my gosh.
A while.
Let me, I'd have to look at that again, but I know they missed their last 12.
They didn't
and I think
score
it was
a
point. It was a 1-point game when that drought started. I think it was 53-52.
According to Stat Broadcast, which is what we use, the official stats, they did not score a point in the last 5-16. Any points.
Yeah.
Any points in the last 5
points.
minutes, 16.
And I don't remember a layup attempt. See,
Yeah, they only took, I think, 7 or 8 threes in the first half. I'd have to double check. Let's see. They took 6 threes in the first half. So, I mean, they got real three happy there in the second, obviously, especially after Texas Tech stretched that lead out.
Yeah, and I think you still continue to get twos. Maybe you get fouled, get an and one, but you get twos, make them take the ball out, try to get a steal. You foul them, send them back to the free throw line. Maybe you get a rebound, get a missed free throw. But if you start shooting threes, which you're not even good at, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think a lot of times people say, you want to eat the elephant all at one bite, but you got to eat them, a little bit at a time to knock that thing back down.
Yeah, just about half their free field goal attempts in the second half. 12 3 attempts in the second half out of 29 total.
Yeah, that's turning down the fight. That's turning down the fight, DK. Right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're right there in front of me. I got to put my head down. I was telling some of my kids, we forget that there is a lot of similarity. You got to play football in these type of games. That's why you look at a lot of guys in this conference, little bulky, muscle, 6'7", stocky, 250, 225. I said that before the game. I said, look at these bodies. Some football player-sized bodies. And the refs are going to let you play, man. And sometimes you got to put that shoulder down, man, and get in there. And did you see the one, what was that, Tobey did? Where he bounced off the guy?
He pushed him in the chest.
Man, the refs are letting you play. Yeah. You got to adjust to how the game is going. I mean, that's park basketball 101.
You can tell
park basketball 101.
You can tell Sean Farnham is from the Pac-12. He was like, "Whoa, wait, shouldn't that have been a foul?"
Right.
He's like, "Not in this league."
No, but it never has been. If you go back to watch the way we play in that Midwest South, it never has been. You have to play through it. The refs will not save you. You know what? If you show you can make those shots, they start giving you touch fouls. But if they foul you and you miss the shot, they are never giving you a foul. And you're like, wait a minute, but it's a foul. You have to show that you actually can make that shot before it's actually a foul.
Wildcats were 1 for their last 16. We mentioned they missed their last 12 shots. They were 1 for their last 16 in this game. And the one make was a layup. But after that, it went jumper, jumper, three-pointer, jumper, three-pointer, 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 three-pointer.
And I will say this, like the play right before the three-point barrage, right? I can't remember who it was who got in the paint. I think it was Jaden Bradley. Might have been Carter even, who tried to get the cutter, Kelvin, who was coming from the baseline, and Texas Tech read the pass and stole it away. Like that was, in my memory, like the last real attempt at them trying to get in the paint, forced a turnover. There was a few turnovers in that stretch as well. But then there was that one possession where I think they had 2 offensive rebounds and 3 3-point attempts, and it was all threes down the stretch. But yeah, I mean, when you're going up against a team like that that's killing you on the boards, get to the line. I mean, they did take quite a few free throws in the second half, wound up with 13 free throw attempts in the second half. If that's 20, Kelvin, you slow the game down a little bit, maybe get them in foul trouble. But again, refs aren't calling anything. It's not like you're gonna, James Harden and flail your arms in the air. They're not going to be calling that either.
We kind of went West Coast on that one right there. They say that we jump shooters. We rather not have a physical game, and we kind of made it look like that. Even though I said again, there's not many West Coast guys on the team. So it wasn't necessarily a West Coast thing, but that's the way the brand of basketball, how it looked right there. When it got tough, it looked like we didn't really want to get in there and get grimy.
What's crazy is they were 11 for 16 on layups. So
Texas Tech?
No, Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so everybody took Arizona in the 5.5 points. That is a losing ticket there as Texas Tech wins by 16, so they cover handsomely their 5.5 on that. Texas Tech wins it 70-54, so that's a total of 124. The over-under was 150.5, so it comes in way, way under what we anticipated on this one. Everybody took the over, so it's double losing tickets for everyone today. You guys messed with my average. I was
no way you
I was
think
plus
Arizona
8.
scored 50
Now I'm down to plus 6.
No way you would think Arizona would score 50 points.
Right.
There's just no way.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. All right. Those were today's best bets brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet. Head on over right now to our Twitter account at Wildcats1290. I've got all of our top plays for the NFL weekend up on the Twitter for you, courtesy of the BetQL network. So at least I thought I did. Now I'm not seeing the post. So, there it is. Yeah, it's up there. So we've got all your plays up there. So just head on over there and take our advice because it's usually good advice. 70-54, the final score. Arizona falls to Texas Tech. The end of the win streak. So it's on to Oklahoma State. That game will be Tuesday night. It's a 7:00 game, which means our coverage will begin at 3:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday. We'll have you from 3:30 to 6:30, and then tip off in Stillwater for the first meeting there in the Big 12 will be at 7 o'clock. Another guy that obviously had shown some scoring punch of late was Anthony Del Orso. Took just one three-pointer in this game. And that was just kind of one of the things that I wrote down and I mentioned in the first segment that I thought early that Arizona was playing a little bit conservative. To me, it looked like they were trying to, not make a lot of mistakes offensively, not maybe being aggressive offensively, where Texas Tech just seemed to have that we're going to come out, we're going to fire shots, we're going to try to get the ball in the lane, and if we can't get a shot close, we're going to kick it out. And did you guys get a sense that maybe Arizona was a little bit, I don't want to say, scared, but maybe just reserved in how they were playing at the offensive end in the first half?
I think they was trying to play the system. The system is to try to move the ball to the open guy and to try to make the right play. And when it's working, it's working. But anybody that's coached basketball before know when it's not working, it looks bad. Because we all like to just, fast break, move the ball, let's get a good shot. That's great. But when it's not working, you have to be able to go to some type of set offenses because I'm calling plays, J-Dub, to get shots in the paint.
Right.
Right? And if you shoot a three, I'm subbing you. I'm subbing you right now because, guys, we're not making threes. Our only chance to win this game is to get in the paint. And it gives you a chance to offensive rebound. The reason why Texas Tech had more offensive rebound, they're getting in the paint scoring, so the guys get the rebound and go back up. They're out hustling you to the long threes. So I just feel like our guys should have got into the paint, drawing guys, even if you have to use that screen. Sometimes I feel like our screens, like what happened to that screen and roll with Townsend and Carter and Townsend and Love? Like where was that? You could really use that with the way that the guards were playing defense on our guards. Let's rub those guys off, get a switch with one of those big offensive linemen that were playing, and let's see if we can get around those guys or create a pass with the switch with our big, right? And I didn't see enough of that. But again, when you're used to winning with the free-flowing style, when it isn't working, guys start panicking a little bit. You start panicking, J-Dub, because, hey, we used to just going, everything's just working out and figuring it out. Well, a lot of times it's tough to just figure it out. You have to get the ball to your go-to guys and try to play off of them, and the other guys crash and try to get rebounds off of their shots.
The way I see it is there's the flow motion offense is beautiful and erratic, and it's all based on quick decision-making by the players. Whatever defense throws against the motion, there's a counter to that. So if the guards are overextending their defense and trying to get in the passing lanes, you go back door. There's back screens. There's a lot of different ways. I don't know about you, Kelvin, but this group has showed signs over the last 7-game winning streak of being really connected on the offensive end. I'll have to go back and watch that first half, but as far as like how they were reading what Texas Tech was doing, because we already knew coming in that coaching staff has experience working with Coach Lloyd, kind of knows what his philosophies are and what he's trying to do behind the scenes. Coming into this game knowing that, Kelvin, whatever it shows up, whether or not that's extending defense, whether or not that's, quick blitzing or whatever it is, there is always a counter to that. It's just a matter of how quickly the players can read it in real time and make quick decisions.
And you know what the counter is? You know what the counter usually is in that offense? You go back and think of all the Gonzagas and even some of the U of A teams that play that way, or any team. It's shooting. Usually you got a guy or two, Salim or Damon or Khalid, that going to just knock down 2 or 3 to force them to come back out and play on you to open back up that lane.
Yep.
If I'm the coach, if I'm the coach going against U of A, we're sagging, man. We're sagging, taking away the paint, and offering you to shoot the threes. That's why they shot a lot of those threes late. They gave them to him.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the scout, we said, hey, Jaden Bradley will murder you if you let him get to the rim. I'm going to tell you a guy that didn't play well that probably had a lot to do with this loss, and not putting it on him, but KJ Lewis. When KJ Lewis is playing well, he's our second point guard. How many assists did he have this game?
1.
Okay, when KJ Lewis, that's the second point guard. Come on, guys. Am I right or wrong?
He had 8 or 9 assists last game out, right?
Yeah. So when he's not playing well, it also throws off the team. That punch of him coming in off the bench and the other team not having anybody to match that energy was different. But Coach knew that and game planned for these guys. What he did was, and I saw it, he told his guys, play everybody straight up. Don't double off anybody. Sag off of them. Don't allow any penetration. And let's see if these guys can beat us from the perimeter.
Back to your original point in the first segment, DK, you're talking about how Caleb Love needs to step up in games like this. I think all the creative players on the team need to step up. I was listening to the guys breaking it down, Reggie and Brian, on the way back in, and they were trying to pick their player of the game. And what they said in that segment was nobody really stood out as having a great game. And Kelvin, when you're on the road, hostile environment, obviously a hungry Texas Tech team that's 0-2 in their conference play at home, there needs to be 1 or 2 guys, if not 3 guys, who just individually, Kelvin, step up, make tough shots, find a way. And I'm not saying, you going back to the James Harden thing, I'm not saying ISO, clear out, this guy's going to go to work. I'm talking about within the flow of the offense, picking and choosing when to attack. When you go on the road environment like this, 5.5 minutes without a point down the stretch just has to do with individuals not making big plays, had opportunities there, 3 happy towards the end. But, again, some of those layups, they were shooting layups, Kelvin, from like maybe 3 feet further out than they might normally, getting pushed out a little bit. You just have to find a way to be exceptional. There's some very good offensive players. We've seen JB, we've seen KJ, obviously Caleb over the course of his career step up in big moments. It's just really, really hard in a game like this when none of your creative guys really have an impactful game. And that's what we saw tonight.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us, you can text us. Our guy Paul in Phoenix checks in by way of the text. Paul says this, one word, undisciplined. We'll get into that and a little bit more straight ahead. It is Wildcats Radio 1290, Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style, and top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
Not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
And it's stolen away. Toppin's got it, and stolen away by Love, who lays it in.
Excellent job there. Henry Vasar, Caleb jamming that rebound, able to come up with the steal and put back.
Wildcat fans, our keys to the game are brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different. We give our keys to the game before every contest, and we review them after every contest, what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win the game, which they did not today. 70-54, the final score as Texas Tech ends Arizona's win streak at 7 games. So what did we think needed to happen? Let's. Who went first today? Was it Kelvin? I believe Kelvin went first today. What did Kelvin think needed to happen today to win today at Texas Tech?
Well, again, my first one is KJ, stay level-headed. Don't get into too many emotional plays. You can easily get caught up in that with your family, everybody getting the tickets and all your cousins and family members all around. So you can get, your energy can get up too. So stay level-headed there. All 5 guys must rebound. We can't have any guys leaking out. You want 5 guys rebounding, boxing out, and then get out into the break. And then we're going to have to be tough, physically tough, scoring around the rim. We have to fight through fouls and non-calls from the ref to be able to score at least 35 points in that paint. I think we're going to need some paint scores for this team to be successful.
Did not get close to that today. The Wildcats they got 28 points, so relatively close to that, 28 points in the paint. Do you think, obviously, we know KJ Lewis is extremely disappointed with the performance that he had today. 4 points, 1 of 7 Only 1 assist in this ball game. A sophomore going home, and a lot of pressure that's involved with that. He said he was going to have 50 people there today. So when you got 50 people there, you want to play at an extremely high level. That did not happen. So now you got to maybe go back and manage that a little bit, Tommy Lloyd and his crew. Hey, now we got, because he's disappointed about what happened, the way he performed in front of his people. Now you got to go back and get his head right for Tuesday night, because if he puts up another performance like that on Tuesday, you might be coming home from this trip with no win.
Well, the good thing about KJ is every time that he's had a performance like this, he come back and double up. It seems like he come back and play way better. I think one of the times he was having a little issue, that's when he went and asked to come off the bench. I just think that, that was a lot of emotion. I said it right there. My number one key was KJ staying level-headed. And I don't think that he, necessarily got out of character or anything like that. But I just felt like everything that was going on, I was a little worried about it. You got your family, you're talking to everybody, and I know he didn't have the game that he wanted to have today. Definitely not.
I mean, looks like in the recent stretch, Cincinnati was maybe his best statistical game. He had 9 points and 1 assist. Next game out, he had 21 and 4. So as far as bouncing back, Kelvin, I mean, we know KJ is going to bring it every single night. Again, I think shot selection for the whole team. I think shot selection for KJ tonight. I just don't think he was getting to his spots.
Right, and I also will say this. He's on the scouting report. We talked about that. He's on the scouting report now. Teams are probably thinking the way that I think. They're noticing that he's the second 1A, I would say, 1A assist guy on this team.
Well, before this game, he averaged 5 for his last 3. So he's averaged, and this is a guy who's not, he's not on the, as far as the season statistical roundup goes, he's not, I think, he's second or third. But the last 4 games, he had 4, 4, and 7 before this game. So he's really come into that role of that secondary facilitator, third facilitator on the team. So you're right. I mean, the whole team was getting played for the pass. Anytime they got past that first line of defense, Kelvin, Texas Tech,
why, right?
Because they get 20 assists
It's
regularly.
the flow offense. They're going to pass. Right, so hey, I'm anticipating the pass so I can get out there. Now that's when that fake pass and you go and make a shot. Now then you get in there and you hit a little jumper with Jaden Bradley does a lot, and he didn't really do it today. But when you're able to do that, now it opens back up things because now we have to respect what you're doing. But a lot of times where they're going to pass it left or right a couple times, it's easier, kind of just to sit back and wait on them to make a mistake.
And that's what I mean about a counter. Like, clearly the Texas Tech defense was shading drivers for the passing lanes to cut those off. They weren't looking for dunks from Vasar, dunks from Carter Bryant. They've been seeing that on film in recent games. When you're getting played for the pass, like you just said it, Kelvin, 2 dribbles inside, fake the pass to the left and go up strong with the layup, and you're going to get closer to the rim than you will if you're just trying to telegraph that pass and it's going to get picked off in the lane. I saw a few there down the stretch, especially where Texas Tech was just anticipating. They were just waiting for it.
All right, JW's keys pregame were?
Well, number one, I think you got to play strong defense without fouling. Gauge how the refs are calling the game early, adjust to that. But more than anything, just keep your hands out of there, move your feet. Strong defense without fouling, less than 20 free throw attempts I'd like to see for Texas Tech today, and hold them down to maybe 45% field goal shooting. I know that's a really good shooting team. Number 2, I think you got to keep their offensive rebounding to a minimum. We've talked about that all week. Less than 10. They average 12. I'd like to see less than 10. And number 3, just offensive presence from the guards. I think guard play and getting downhill, getting into the paint is going to be a big key to today. Something around 45 points, maybe 12 assists from those 3 guys, KJ, JB, and Caleb Love. Obviously, Del Orso shooting from the outside. But those 3 guys in particular, putting pressure on that defense, getting downhill, getting into the paint. Those are my keys today versus the Red Raiders.
So 18 free throws by Texas Tech, kept them under 20, although they did make 16. They shot just 37%. Was the difference then, you think, the 16 offensive rebounds that they got? Was that the major difference?
Yeah, I mean, how many second chance points did they have? They had
16 rebounds on 15 second chance points.
15, yeah.
That's the
15
difference in the
second
game.
chance points.
That's the difference in the game. You see the score?
Yeah.
That's 15 points right there.
15-5. So, yeah, plus 10.
More than anything, if I was going to personally break those keys down, I think the third one with the guards not making things happen off the dribble, not ISO, I'm going to score on you type of stuff, but putting pressure on the defense, getting them on their back heels, that sets up everybody else. That's how this offense is run this year. And the reason I say that is because Coach Lloyd's style is get a guy on the block, get him the ball, high-low, establish the post. You make them, force them to double that guy on the post, and that's what opens up three-point shots. We've seen it the last 3 years. This year, with Mo Krivas going down, Tobe and Townsend are struggling, Kelvin, to establish post presence and then being able to score over maybe some bigger, longer guys. Obviously, Henry Vasar is not necessarily a post-up guy to begin with. So when you don't have that guy to establish the post for the Cats, it has to be the guards. It has to be those guards causing mayhem, playing off each other, each taking turns, putting the defense on their heels, and they just didn't get enough of that today.
My keys to the game. Yeah, I'd like to see, obviously, a bounce back from Caleb Love. I think, there's going to be games where you're going to need him. You can win a few games. We mentioned that on the road. Maybe out of 10 times he doesn't play well, and you're going to maybe win 3 of those 10. I think they've used up 2 of those already. So Caleb Love at the offensive end of the floor is going to be critical for the Wildcats to win this game tonight. He's going to have to score, but I also want to see him continue to defend at a high level, because I think that's been very, very important in what the Wildcats have been able to do as we've seen their defense get better over the course of this winning streak, which is now 7 games. So Caleb Love today at both ends of the floor is my top key for this game. And obviously we've talked about it all show. The team that controls the boards in this game is going to be the team that wins the game. And so I think this is one of those games where you need a Toby Awaka presence at the offensive end to get you some of those extra possessions and get you some of those easier points in this contest. So I'd like to see Toby Awaka. I'm going to say 4 is the number, 4 offensive rebounds for Toby Awaka, and maybe between him and Henry Vasar, who we've seen is very capable at the offensive end, I'd like to see 7 between the two of them that lead to 10-plus second chance points in this ball game for the Arizona Wildcats. Stay together, drown out the crowd, and I think that's what the Arizona Wildcats will do today to be able to win this game.
You nailed it. I mean, between Tobe Awaka and Henry Vasar, they had exactly 7 offensive rebounds.
Between the two of them, yeah.
Yep, between the two of them. Tobe had all of them, but, the two of them combined for 7 offensive rebounds.
There you go. Yeah, 5 second chance points, not nearly enough there for sure. But I thought the defensive end of the equation with Caleb stayed strong. He was active out there, still rebounding, got 6 rebounds total, so he's still working hard in that area. A couple of steals to go there, just not the offensive end so far, but that's what it is. And Texas Tech dominated plus 16 on the boards all told, and they win it by 16 in this game.
That's tough, man. I mean, It's so tough on the road to get out rebounded by 15 plus and find a way to win. And then you go, 6 minutes down the stretch without a point. That's just a recipe for disaster.
And the thing I'll say this about Caleb is he's a way better player than that. I mean, for him to get caught up in this age of just, pull the 3, for a guy with as much talent that he has and his ability to score around the rim, we've seen it. And it just, I hated that he settles for that sometimes because I think he's a way better player than that. And this was one of the games that they desperately needed him to get into the paint and make some stuff happen.
Got to. Yeah, I mean, as that fifth-year guy who's got 2,000-plus points, Kelvin, I mean, he's 1 for 11 his last 2 games from 3. I mean, we know that's his whole career, right? I mean, he'll have a 5 for 10 game, then he'll have a 1 for 8. That's just kind of how Caleb Love plays. But in a game like this, if you don't have, like DK's been asking for these last few games, if you don't have your leading scorer, preseason All-American guy putting pressure on the defense and getting them, a little bit scrambled, it's just not going to happen, especially if those other guys, younger guys, don't step up. And, yeah, you need better than 3 for 13 from your best player in a game like that.
All right, Wildcat fans, those were our keys to the game. Keys to the game brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different. Arizona Wildcats fall to the Texas Tech Red Raiders 70 to 54. Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. The postgame show, hour number 2, brought to you by Broadway in Tucson, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, Drain Medics, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers. We'll have the scoreboard coming up for you straight ahead. Kaiser Garage Door and Gates, Lexus of Tucson, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master plan community designed by nature, Showtime, Sports Cards, Tucson Police Department, University Termite and Pest Control, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. 70-54, the final score. Texas Tech beats Arizona. More to come on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day when we come back on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Donna Autumn Nation.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
With these scratchers, I'll win enough dough to enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally know how to fix your car right.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck on that, guys. But if you need a sure thing, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. No appointment necessary, call ahead's welcome, or just stop by any of the 14 area locations.
And check out our full page of promotions and discounts at jackfurriers.com.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is the ultimate team when it comes to your home's comfort.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's free furnace season at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we're offering 60 months no interest financing, tax credits up to $2,600, energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 today or visit rightwayac.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rocking K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rocking K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Carter Bryant out to Caleb Love. Angle left, it goes to Lewis. KJ puts it on the floor. Drives the lane again. Shot up, tough one, no good. Rebound, Owaka. He answers for two. And Tobey Owaka, first bucket of the second half.
Owaka with a huge putback. Once again, he takes the big away from him, freeing up Owaka for the offensive rebound.
Toby Owaka got an offensive rebound, got 7 in the ball game. 7 of his 14, and that put back there. 8 points today, just 2 of 5, 4 of 6 from the line. Wildcats finished 15 of 19 from the line, but they lose the game 70-54. They made just 3 of 18 3-point shots and just 1 of 12 from behind the arc in the second half of the contest. Shot 31% overall. Just early on, the ball just wasn't falling. I thought they had some good looks in the first half, both from distance and from mid-range, but just couldn't get any of those early shots to fall, and that they were just kind of in that 3 to 5, 3 to 6 point hole for the better part of the first half, and then got it tied in the second half before Texas Tech would finish things off as the Wildcats missed their last 12 shots over a 7.5-minute stretch.
2 things really quick. Tobey Owaka, we've talked about, is going to be needed, that strength and intensity inside the paint, Kelvin, in this tough Big 12. He showed up tonight. We talked about how the guards maybe didn't. The reason I played that highlight is because that was the final field goal Arizona made. That was with 7:34 left in the game. And that layup off the offensive rebound made the score 52-53.
Yeah.
So that offensive rebound, Kelvin, brought Arizona within 1 point. It was their final field goal of the game.
And let me ask you, how did he get the offensive rebound? Was it from a penetration? What was it?
Exactly. It was KJ getting in the paint, and then I think that was one of those layups from too far out. They called it a jumper, but I think it was from the right side.
And it's KJ, right? So when KJ penetrates, he's probably going to draw help from the big coming over to try to challenge the shot, and now it leaves your big going against the smaller guy that usually he's able to bully and get the rebound and finish. Not enough of that. Sometimes, man, you got to get over there and get that shot knowing that your offense is probably, your offensive rebound is going to be your best offense in some days. It's just like that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, we all marvel at when the offense looks pretty and there's 25 assists and it's 105 points and all that stuff. But, Kelvin, I mean, I think the games versus Cronin are probably the best sample of recent years because most of those games were in the 60s and you had to bring, lunch pail type games. That's going to happen. It's going to happen in this conference where the offense gets bogged down. You're going to have under 10 assist type games like this. Manufacture, find a way, like you just said right there, put pressure on the defense to force them to have a secondary defender come over and stop penetration. That's what generally leads to offensive rebounds. They were cutting off those passing lanes, so generally that might have been a pass-off to Tobey from KJ.
And I'll add this one thing. This might have not been a bad game to get a offensive foul charging, trying to run over somebody to get to that basket. Because now at least I'm putting it on the ref. You're going to have to call something, right? Because I'm coming downhill. I'm not going to continue to just make a dribble, the guy stop in front of me, and I pass it out. No, I'm going to go 2 or 3 dribbles to try to get in there to force something. And, again, I'm a football player, so I'm going to force the contact and go up and finish. That's the way that I play ball. I like to hit you. The taller you are, the more I hit you in your chin, hit you in your chest, knock you back, and then go up and finish. Of course, I'm not going to go in and just put the ball in their face, and like we call it Statue of Liberty, so they can just slap it out of there. But I'm going to go in and put that chest in your face, put the big shoulders. You do all that lifting. Man, you do all that. We talk about Chris Rounds, right? You do all that lifting
Body
and
by
everything.
rounds.
Yeah, everybody do all that lifting. This is when you got to do it and to win in this conference. And I think now because of it's only 4 power conferences now. I think that's it's no more West Coast, right?
Yeah.
So now that's how the tournament is going to be. That is exactly how the tournament is going to be. So our guys better adjust if they want to make a run.
I just heard all the Washington State and Oregon State fans make a very sad noise when they heard you say that. I mean, it's true. It's so true. In fact, so true that I just watched, not watched, but I saw the score where Stanford beat North Carolina, or I'm sorry, reversed that. In a conference game today. So, yeah, I mean, if Stanford's playing North Carolina Did you hear what Cronin said this week?
No, well, no.
So
What
they did 4,000.
What did he say this week?
They didn't know, but this is about travel. They did,
Okay.
and they self-created. Obviously, we know UCLA and USC are responsible for the pack dissolving, but they did 4,000 miles over their last 4 games. And Cronin, he's a funny guy. Every once in a while, he said that he was asked about it this week by the press, and he said, "We've seen the Statue of Liberty twice this week," is what he said. So, yeah, I mean, from a team from LA, that's bad.
J-Dub just mentioned it. We'll let you know on your Goldberg and Osborne injury layer scoreboard. Stanford wins at the Dean Dome today, 72-71 over North Carolina. Maxime Reynaud, 25 points, 13 rebounds for the Cardinal, who shocked the Heels on a game-winning shot in the final seconds. So good for Stanford. Good for Stanford to go down there and get a win. It is our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. It's a full wrap-up of today's Wildcat contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players, head coach Tommy Lloyd. Although we have not yet gotten any reaction from down in Lubbock, we are still efforting that, and hopefully we'll be able to get you some of that before we get out of here today. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. If we do not get any postgame, we'll have that for you on our website afterwards. So just stay with us at WildcatsRadio1290.com. I will remind you that we have got NFL coverage coming up at 6 o'clock. The second game of the day today will be the Washington Commanders at the Detroit Lions. Right now, just starting the third quarter, Kansas City, the number 1 seed in the AFC, leading Houston 13-6, as the Texans have just gotten a field goal, and they've got the ball back near midfield. So, again, C.J. Stroud may be trying to create some magic there for the Texans against the 2-time defending Super Bowl champions there.
Probably going to take some magic, right?
What do you think,
Kelvin? 3-peat?
You know that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, until somebody proves that Kansas City's not going to pull a rabbit out of a hat. I mean, that's the magic team. I mean, they've won so many games in the playoffs the last 4 years that they had no business winning down the stretch type of thing. So, until somebody proves that they can, pull enough magic against that Chiefs team, I'm not so sure you can bet against them.
I got one friend. As long as they got that Texan on the team.
Right.
That quarterback. No, buddy. It's going to be tough to beat them, man.
70-54. Calvin, any final thoughts from you before we let you skedaddle?
Well, this is one of the games that I hope the guys use as reference to what the rest of the conference is going to look like. It's going to be a physical war, and they have to get used to the refs not calling plays. When I said it in my keys to the games, it's going to be a physical game. You have to be able to play through physical play, and the referees possibly not calling fouls. That's the adjustment I feel like we're going to have to make, and also not settling for the 3 when we know that's not our strong point.
3 weeks from today, they play again in McHale.
Oh yeah, This is one of those teams that they will play twice, much like the Baylor Bears who were here. They'll go down to Baylor. Let me read. We'll read one text here before we end this particular segment. Well, of course, it comes from our guy, Fred Scheib. He has thoughts pregame and postgame. Maybe last 5 games, just luck. Today, this is a terrible team. Can't shoot, can't pass, can't rebound, don't get loose balls. Mentally weak, soft, played stupid, nervous, fumbles the ball, can't score point blank, fell apart in crunch time, went 5 to 7 minutes without a field goal with 7+. Didn't score last 5 minutes. Typical for this team. They play terrible in the last 5 minutes almost every game. Unless something changes drastically, this team will not make the tournament. Wow, okay. Doesn't deserve to make the tournament. What a laugh. ESPN's BPI had them at 7. That's what's BPI again, J-Dub? That's
it's ESPN's net rankings.
Net ranking, okay. Got within 1, then lost by 16. The last 5 to 7 minutes might be the Cats' worst end-of-a-game performance in the past 20 years, says Fred. 13-0 run by Texas Tech to end the game. No pride, soft, not fun to watch. I hope Jean skipped this game since she knew how it would end. This was my team. This was a team loss. Everyone stunk.
I got to hope.
Fred in New Jersey.
I got to hope. I hope Fred gets a hug today. That's what I hope.
I hope Fred goes out and gets a good steak somewhere. Yeah, it's still early enough.
We love Fred. I mean, I think that's the fourth time he's texted in after a loss and said this is not an NCAA tournament team.
Yeah.
I mean, they are the 12th ranked net ranking team. I just think, again, it's an unfinished product. And, I mean, Kelvin, there's too much talent on this team on the perimeter for them to show up like that. And I've seen enough college basketball to know that a desperate Texas Tech Red Raiders team in their own building with their students back in the building, having gone 0-2 in their first 2 Big 12 home games, they were going to bring a different level of intensity. That just wasn't an average environment and team that they faced today. They brought an extra. I haven't seen every Texas Tech game, but enough to see that was their best defensive performance I've seen this year. So you just got to tip your cap some days.
All right, Kelvin, we'll talk to you on Tuesday night.
Yes, sir. Bear down.
He is the captain,
Bear down.
Kelvin Ifan. Always appreciate his thoughts and work here every Arizona game day. 70-54 was the final. We will take our final break, come back, maybe have some post-game from Lubbock, maybe not. We'll get the scoreboard to you, though. Some exciting things have happened across the country today. We'll talk about that. We just told you, Stanford won at North Carolina. Wow, we'll see if we can maybe get a highlight of that final shot for you as well. It is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Make the right choice for your home when it comes to windows and doors. For more than 20 years, the Window Depot has provided the best price and biggest inventory on in-stock windows and doors. The Window Depot is open to the public, so whether you're a homeowner or a contractor, you can shop the enormous warehouse. Browse the shelves with over 1,000 vinyl windows, interior and patio doors, and skylights in several varieties and sizes available to go home today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, best price, biggest inventory.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work. Oh. Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Broadway in Tucson presents the new 2024-2025 season, featuring 6 blockbuster productions, including Mamma Mia, and the Southern Arizona premieres of Clue, live on stage, Beetlejuice, Some Like It Hot, the Neil Diamond Musical, A Beautiful Noise, and Shucked. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the best prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2024-2025 season tickets today.
driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Full court pressure, North Carolina. And they give it right back to Blakes, and here he comes. Crossover, straight to the basket, pull up, fade away for the win with 0.9. If it stands, we'll see if they reset the clock. This is his fourth trip. And no bigger shot in his collegiate career, especially considering.
How about that? Stanford. The Cardinal go on the road in the ACC, their first year in the ACC, and they win at North Carolina at the Dean Dome. Can't wait to hear my guy. That was the TV call, obviously. Can't wait to hear my guy Troy Clarity's call of that. I'm sure that Troy is on cloud 9 after that big win by the Cardinal today. 72-71. We'll have all your scores on the Goldberg and Osborne, the Injury Lawyers scoreboard coming up straight ahead. This is our final second, and we just got postgame from Lubbock. Let's head back down to the United Supermarkets Arena in Lubbock, Texas, and hear from the head coach and maybe a player or two. I do not know, but we'll at least hear from the head coach after a 70-54 loss to Texas Tech.